like a minute and a half early because I'm here and I'm ready to go. Give me a shout out. I know there's a few of you here already. Thanks for joining. I kind of like doing these lives. It's kind of nice because then I don't have to spend a ton of time editing and uploading, and it's just done. So, and I get to talk to all of you, which is fabulous. Okay, so let me make sure everything's pulled up. We're good. All right. I am going to do a cute little pattern today called the On the Go pouch. This is my first one I made. Hi guys. Hi Nicole. Yay. Woohoo. A nice midday Friday sew along, right? Getting ready for the weekend. You guys are funny. All right. So I have only made one of these. This was my first one. And this is the medium size On the Go pouch. So I need to practice more at it. I really like it. It is such a cute shape. It is super fun. It's a quick project. I did mine a tiny bit differently. I put my clear pocket on the top instead of a handle. I knew, yeah, this is that reverse zipper tape from Indo Love Creation. How cool is that? It's really cool stuff. So you can't even see like the zipper teeth on this one. And it has specific pulls that go with it. I'll try and remember to link it below, but it's Indo Love Creation. I absolutely love it. Okay, so this is my new makeup bag. I've actually, I'm using it. This is my makeup bag. I like to put my little tools on the top here, and then we'll open this up. Now, I only interfaced this. It's outside all vinyl, and inside I use like a jersey knit. So I did a woven and some Decaville light on my lining panel. All right, so you could also put, so in the pattern, the pocket's supposed to be up here on the inside. So that's what we're gonna do today on this next one. I'm gonna put it on the inside here, but it's nice and roomy. And we've got this mesh, I don't know if you can tell, there's this mesh pocket that goes along all of the inside as well. So this is my new makeup bag. I absolutely love it. There's 3 sizes. It's so versatile. You can use it for a lunchbox. You could put that insole, what's it called? Insole Bright in it. You could do a lunchbox, travel bag, just a cute little pouch, 3 different sizes. Again, this is the medium. We're going to be doing the medium again today. What else? I am going to interface this second one differently because I'm just curious all the different interfacings and how it's going to shape the bag. But seriously, this with the vinyl and the Decaville light on the lining worked out great. Okay, I'm gonna put that aside. All right, yay. Good crowd. So today I'm going to be doing just a cotton canvas on the outside. Okay, this is my outside piece. Kind of a funky, and the cool thing about this pattern, she's got 3 different sizes, and she's got either a full pattern piece or she has it separated into 3 different pieces in case you have a directional print, so you can fussy cut and make sure your directional print is all going the right way, which is super cool. So you don't have to like try and figure that out yourself. She's got it all figured out for you with the pattern pieces. So that's kind of a neat part of the pattern as well. So I am doing foam today. I'm trying just like this thin Basel inner foam that I like to use on the outside. I don't know how it's going to turn out. We'll see. I'm going to make probably quite a few of these. I'm practicing. And then, yay. Oh, brush holders on the inside top panel instead. That's a great idea. Yeah, some like elastic for your brushes. I like that idea a lot. This is my inside piece. I'm just doing waterproof canvas. It's just the same size. The pattern is by Sophisticated. Sorry, let me just pull it up so I know I'm saying it right. It is Sophisticated Craft Designs. And this is what it looks like on the beginning of the pattern, okay? Those are the 3 different sizes. We're doing the middle one. Okay, I have it linked below in the description as well. All right, so I was going over the pieces. Okay, so I did my lining piece. All right, so many options for this really. You could do the pockets however you want to do. You don't have to do it like she says. If you like the brush holder, that's a super cool idea. If you want to do a brush holder, if you want to do like a thermos holder on the inside, if you're using it for a lunchbox, so many different ways you could do this. So I'm doing that mesh pocket lining again. I'm doing it like she has in the pattern, okay? And then I am doing another clear pocket. So I have my clear vinyl cut out. I have 2 zippers, 2 zipper tabs, and my handle. I'm doing a handle on the top this time. And then I just have my pre-made bias tape. You can make bias tape. I just like to get these big rolls from Amazon. It's on my Amazon link for my shop. It's like amazon.com/shop/SayaSwag. And it has all of the tools that I like to use. Thank you for linking that, Nicole. Thank you, Susan. I just got them done. They're very plain and purple, but I love them. And then I have a piece of Decaville Heavy cut out, and I am going to add it. I didn't add it to the bottom of my first bag. I'm going to add it to the bottom of my second bag because I feel like it needs it. Okay, those are our pieces. I'm going to try and just take a deep breath and take my time and just enjoy this. Let me get some water. All right. Nicole, all her patterns are amazing. I've bought most of them. Yeah, she has a lot of cute patterns. I just got them all. So I'm excited to start playing with them and sewing them up. She's got a lot of cute stuff. All right. So we're going to move you in and we're going to start making this cute bag. Here we go. I used my biased bind foot first time last. Oh, I don't have one of those. I am going to see, I am going to sew one of these up. Sorry, I'm going to move this just a little bit out. I am going to sew one of these up, a few of these up on my domestic machine. So I can kind of play with it and see how well it sews up on that. Yeah. All right. No, that doesn't work. Just a minute. My table got moved. And I like it right here. Oh. Sorry, it always takes me a minute to get this camera. That's good. Okay. So I'm first going to work on the handle. So I've just got my raw edges folded in. I'm going to fold it again. I'm going to sew down each side. Let me make sure I have everything pulled up here. Hi, Marie. Your first time live. Welcome. We're going to have fun today. All right, here we go. So we're going to sew this handle first. My stitch length for my machine is about at a 5, which is between 5 and 5.5, which is what I like to top stitch. Now, when you're doing vinyl like this, some vinyl is super stretchy. Do you see how my handle curved? If you're doing handles and stuff, that kind of like doesn't do so great. So what you're doing next, instead of coming and turning it and coming down this way, I'm going to just start again at the top here and come down, and it will kind of straighten out my handle as we go. So that's how you deal with stretchy vinyl. And it'll kind of go back the way it was. That's what I do on a lot of my crossbody straps and handles that I have some stretchy vinyl. All right. Super simple. There's my handle. I meant to ask you, Kasaya, where you got the other table from. I want that. I got it from my mom. So I'm not sure where she got it. Nicole. I don't know. I'm gonna put my machine in it and get my domestic back out. Okay, so there's my handle. I'm gonna set that aside, and now we're just doing prep work here. Now I'm gonna work on my zipper pockets, or my zipper pocket and my mesh pocket, all right? So I'm just doing front zipper tabs. I'm not doing the inside ones because you can't really see those, so I don't feel like there's a need for them. All right, so just clip your zipper tabs on. And we're gonna sew those on with a 1/4 inch seam allowance, and then we'll fold them over and top stitch, all right? Sorry, let me turn off my watch so it's not flashing at me. Here we go, and then I'm going to do the same on the other side. All right, so then I'm going to just fold those out, and I'm going to top stitch both of those. And then you do have a little extra, so you can trim down, so that's good. Hi, Kalisha. Hi, Sylvina. All right. All right, so there is my zipper. So now I'm going to be working with this bias. Okay. And this, I'm just showing you the way that I'm doing it. I'm sure other people have different methods. Now my bias is already all folded and everything, so I'm going to have to unfold it, right? And I want to do 3 cuts. And I'm doing it just a little bit longer than these clear vinyl pieces because I want to just make sure I have a little extra. Okay. Then I'm going to get some double-sided tape. And I'm just unfolding it here. Nicole, what would that table be? A sewing machine table? Like it's made for a sewing machine to be put in it. So I'm not sure. Now you could do this way and put the tape on here on the vinyl. I'm just doing it on the very edge. And then I want it on this one too. Hi, Debs. I just started. Hi, Linda. Did you ask a question, Linda? Oh, you just retracted it. Okay. All right, and then I'm just gonna put my binding on this clear vinyl. I'm gonna sew it on both sides, and then we'll add it to our zipper. This part takes just a minute because this bias tape, you know, has a fold to it already. So if you wanted to just use waterproof canvas and fold it in half, you could totally do that. All right, so I'm just going to take this and try and line it up with that fold here evenly and go down. This is kind of just the method I used on my first one. It seemed to work pretty well to get it even. So I've got that all on there, and then I just fold the other half down and I'm going to sew that on. It's pretty even. All right. Yes, Mindy, it is a domestic machine friendly project. I am going to try it on a domestic machine next. maybe I will record that as well. I don't know, but I have been wanting to try some patterns on a domestic and get mine back out. So I think this is a good one to start. All right, so you just want to sew that on. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Kajersty. All right. Make sure you catch both sides. I did, so we'll just repeat that now. So you could do this pocket with mesh. You could do it with whatever material you wanted to do it with. You don't have to do the clear vinyl. I like the clear vinyl. I think it's cute. All right, so I'm just gonna put this other side on real quick. Right there. Hi, Jamie from New Mexico. Mimi, I hope Colorado is warmer than Iowa right now. Well, I mean, we're like 50 right now, I think. It's supposed to get up to 60. Supposed to have a nice weekend, and then it's supposed to snow again next week. So, typical Colorado spring weather. It can't make up its mind. All right, so that's what my first panel looks like. I caught it on both sides. We're good to go. All right, so then you want to just do one side of this smaller one, and then we'll add it to our zipper. Kirsty, do you use your embroidery machine often? I wish I used it more than I do. I have like 10,000 ideas running through my head at one time that I don't get to it as often as I would like to. The last time I used it was for that Loki bag, and I absolutely loved how that turned out. Okay, sew this on. Looks good. I knew what you meant, Jersey. I got you. Okay. So she also says if you want to place a cute little tag right here, that's a good spot to do a tab, which I agree. I think that's a great spot. All right. So next we're going to be placing our zipper in the middle, and we're sewing it on just like that. So I'm going to put some double-sided tape again on this, on the zipper. Okay. Hi, Brenda. It's snowing in Alaska. Yuck. I'm so sick of cold weather. Like, I think I almost cried yesterday when I went outside because it was so cold and I was so over it. I got tears in my eyes. Oh, I need warm sun. And my basement is freezing today. I put on a cute dress and then I was so cold. All right, here we go. And I want my zipper, let's see, I want it this way, and my pocket will be this way, so I'm going to put this at the top. So now you just want to try and even this up, and you want it on there, you know, Looking as straight as possible. Just like that. Okay, I'm gonna sew that on this other end of the bias right here, of the bias tape. Hi, Brenda from Alabama. Hi, Mike. All right, now I'm gonna do the other side. Come down south. Yeah, for reals. Hi, DC Sat. D from Georgia. Oh, thank you. Welcome. All right, so now I'm putting the other side on, and I'll try and just match it up so it looks pretty even with the top. That looks pretty good, and then I'm gonna sew that on. Hi, Nancy, welcome. All right, so there is your clear pocket. It's pretty simple. Like that's all you have to do, okay? So what I'm going to do with that next is I'm going to go ahead and put it on my lining. And which way do I want it? I think I want it this way. Let me double check. Yep. Okay, you want your zipper at the top of this curved side, okay? And there are some markings for zipper placements. I line up my pocket with that marking and just try and get it kind of centered right there. Okay. Looks good. So what I'm going to do is stitch this pocket along this other side of the binding right here onto my lining, and then I will baste the rest of the pocket on. Hi, Jackie. I always call you Joni. All right. Here we go. Hello, I don't know your name. I only see your YouTube name, but I am sewing the On The Go pouch. All right, so now I'm just gonna baste the rest of this pocket on here. Just make sure it doesn't move. All right. Oops, sorry. All right. Isn't that cool? That's my pocket on there. I'm gonna go ahead and trim it up from the back, and then we'll work on our mesh piece. Marley Mays at my door. I hear you, baby. Just a minute. I need to get up and let Marley May in. All right, so there's that. Just a second. Baby. Okay. Put this aside for a minute. Get your mesh piece out. And we're going to do the exact same thing with this mesh piece. What is the weight of the clear vinyl? I actually don't know. It's a roll I've had forever. I think I got it from My Punk. And it's lasted me forever. So I'm not sure the weight of it. It's not super thin, but it's not super thick. Does that help? So medium? I don't know. Okay. So we're going to do the same thing with this pocket here. I'm just going to put some double-sided tape on both sides. And we're going to add the binding. Hi, Julie. Hi, Kathy. Yeah, this is a pretty unique shape and design to it, and the way it's put together is interesting. I'm always amazed at the way some people's brains work and put things together. It's just always so cool to me. I like all the different methods. I mean, if you really don't care on getting this perfect, you could just fold and clip and sew. You don't have to do the tape. Like, I'm just making sure I get it straight on there and my mesh doesn't slip out. So I have done it before where I just, shove it in there and sew it as I go along. You could do that too. Up to you. You're allergic to waterproof canvas. Oh, man. Yes, this can work with any other material. It can work with cotton 100%. My first one was made with jersey knit, actually, and it worked out just fine. So however you want to do it. All right, here we go. I'm just going to stick this in here. All right, I'm going to sew that on. I'm going to use a little bit bigger seam allowance to make sure I catch both sides. Heavy duty shower curtains. That's a great idea. I've never thought about that. All right, so there's my first side. Caught it all. Looks good. Let's do the second one. All right, here we go. Fold over elastic. Yes, that would work great. I have yet to try that, but yes, that would work great for this project. I was just trying to use what I had on hand, and this is what I had on hand. Does double-sided tape? Yes, it catches both sides because this is netting. And this has just an automatic fold to it, so it folds over nice on that line. So I don't really have to worry about the other side. Like I just press it and it'll be just fine when I sew it on. All right, so I'm gonna sew on the second side here. And then we'll put it in our bag. All right, so once you have that done, you're gonna put it into your lining. So get your lining piece again. Now there are markings on the pattern piece, and I already have them transferred to my lining of where to place this. It's pretty much, you know, not right in the middle, but pretty close to it. All right, so I'm gonna go right there and right here. Make sure I'm sewing down the right side of it. Yep. Okay, and then just want to make sure it's as straight as I can. I mean, you won't be able to tell if it's a tiny bit crooked, so don't stress out too bad. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to tack down the sides, sew along the bottom, tack down the other side, and then I'm going to separate it into 4 sections. And that will be my mesh pocket. Pretty simple. My son, how is your son feeling after surgery? Julie, he's doing good. He had surgery, and then like 2 weeks later, he got a horrible tummy bug. Poor little guy can't catch break, but he's healing. It'll be a long process. All right. Now I want to just separate. So there's my pocket, and I want to separate it. So I'm just going to do some folding here. Real technical, right? And I'm just going to put some marks with my chalk pen on my folds. You can measure if you want it to be perfectly done. All right, so now you want to separate where you put your markings. I'm going to go down, I'm going to go up and then back down to give myself a little extra reinforcement here. Where did you get the mesh? Jackie, I got it a while ago, and I'm not sure if I got it at Joann's or just a craft store somewhere. It just came like in a little roll, and it has lasted me a long time. A little mesh goes a long way. So you don't really need to buy much for your projects. Hi, Mary from Colorado. Do you like the laptop over your other PC? My other PC needs to be taken into the Apple store because I tried to update it and now all it does is freeze on me. And it's a little bit older, so I like my laptop because it's portable. But I like my PC because it had the bigger screen. So there's that. Hobby Lobby has the mesh. There you go. Amazon sells by Annie's and all colors of mesh. Cool. Yeah, I didn't even think other colors of mesh. That'd be fun. I've only had the black because it's lasted me so long. All right, there is my mesh pocket. All done. On the other side, so I've got my, it'll be cute because when it's on, it's like that, and so it's sectioned into 4 places. Have my pocket on. Okay. So I think next we're gonna put that aside. I'm gonna get my exterior out. And okay, so I've actually never put the handle on before, so let me read this real quick. Here we go. Mark. All right, we gotta do some markings. Where is my pen for the markings? It is on my other table. Just a minute. Okay. So you need a mark on your handle here. She's got all the markings in the pattern. Okay. You may use, so you can do rivets, you can sew, or you can do both, basically. I think I'm gonna sew it on. All right, here we go. So we're just going to those markings that we just made. That's where our box is gonna be, because then if you do it on both sides, it'll stick up like that, and that'll be your handle. So that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a little tape so it stays where I want it to stay on the back. And we will sew on our handle. Dawn, beautiful exterior fabric. Oh, thank you. All right, here we go. Hi, Karen. We've been on for 40 minutes. 40 minutes? Seriously, already? Yikes. Okay, here we go. So I'm just going to sew this handle on. I'm going to do a box. And I'm going up into that marking that I put on it and coming down. And then back down this way. You know what? I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to put some rivets through it. That's what I'm going to do. So I just sewed along my stitching where I had stitched the handle, and then I'm going to just put maybe 1 or 2 rivets right here. That's what I'm going to do. Nancy, sure. So this is the first one I made. This is what we're sewing. But we're doing a handle on top instead of the pocket. My pocket's on the inside of this one, but this is what we're sewing, this cute little pouch. It's the medium size. All right, so I'm gonna sew on the other side. Make sure it's even. The markings are on the pattern pieces for your handle placement. Here we go. Oh, it's not quite there. Just a minute. There we go. Okay. There's my handle. Let's put a rivet. We could do 2. Sure. Why not? Let's get some kind of, do I have a rivet guide? Sure do. All right, I just want to make sure they're even on both sides. So I'm just using like a little rivet guide here. And I want to get that centered. I'm gonna do one right here and right here. Okay, so then you can make sure they're even on both sides. Right there and right there. Okay, there's my rivet placement. Poke my holes. I think I need a new hole punch. Mine's getting a little dull. That's the one thing about these Japanese hole punches. They're awesome, but I feel like they wear out super quick. It's not wanting to punch through. That's okay. I'll just use my hole punch in a minute. See, mine keeps falling apart. I probably use it more than the normal person. All right, let's see. Where is my hole punch? Let me go grab it. Sorry, guys. Let me grab my rivets and my rivet press as well. Here we go. You know, I love rivet guides too. I rarely remember to use them, but when I do, I'm like, oh yeah, that was easy. All right, let me just get those holes. It was just having a hard time because I've got that foam behind there. And my Japanese hole punch is a little dull. All right. But do you see how much harder it is to get it with this hole punch? Because you got to get in there. I don't know, guys. All right. Let's get those rivets in, and then we will continue. Maybe. they get gummed up and the glue puts a drag on it and causes it to unscrew. Yeah, I've cleaned mine a couple times and it seems to help. I'll try and clean them again. Yeah, the double-sided tape and the glue and stuff does kind of make it not work as well. So Sweetness sells a punch that does not have that issue. Oh, Dalva, that's good to know. I'll have to try hers. I've never tried hers. Okay. Let's just set these rivets and we will continue. All right. There is that. Super cute. All right. So I think next we want to start putting on our zipper. Yes. All right, here we go. So I have a couple of things marked on this. The only thing better than rivets is more rivets. Mary, that's funny. Okay, I'm just moving my computer out of the way so I have my full table space. All right, we're gonna baste our zipper on. So I am going to, so this is the top of our pouch. I'm going to make sure I have my center clipped here and then clip my center on my zipper. Oh no, there goes my zipper, Marley. Marley May. You get it? Ugh. All right, so I am going to close, what did I do last time? I'm trying to remember. I want to think that I completely took my zipper apart during one part. I think I did. I think I'm going to close up the sides or the ends of my zipper here. That's what she suggests. Doesn't she? Yep. All right, let's close up the ends of our zipper real quick before I forget. All right, and then I'm going to mark the center. I'm going to do the tiniest little clip. You can use just a pen and mark it as well. I like to just kind of burn where I clipped it. All right, so we're gonna baste our zipper onto our main piece here. Sorry, let me go back on here. So our zipper is right side down. We're gonna center it up, baste it on. Okay, here we go. And you are gonna have overhang of your zipper. That's what you want. That is correct. Now, she does have on the pattern where you can put D-rings here and have a strap with it. I didn't do that because I feel like it's more of a pouch that you carry. So, but if you wanted to do that, you could. So I'm going to baste my zipper on first. I would, yeah, if you were making the lunchbox, yeah, adding the strap would be good. Yes, this fabric is from Hawthorne Threads. It's the Indie Bloom collection. It's like one of my favorites to buy. I love the Indie Blooms. Okay. So now we're going to put it with our lining, right sides together, and we are going to sew it at 1/4 inch seam allowance. All right, so line everything up, straight edge to straight edge here. Kind of big pieces here. I can't imagine what the large pouch piece looks like. I'm sure it's huge. All right. Now see, my lining's a little bit bigger. I am going to, just a minute, I'm just going to clip the center of my lining here, make sure I have it centered. I was trying just to line it up, but I need that center clip. There we go. Right there, and right there. Much better. Here we go. All right, I'm gonna sew that on with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. All right. Come on. All right, so you should have both pieces sewed onto this zipper now. And I am going to flip it. Just gonna crease it really good, and we are going to top stitch. Just kind of pulling both of my pieces down really good. If you're using all cotton, you could iron it, give it a nice good crease. All right, now top stitch those 2 layers right there. Hi, Dagmar from Germany. Welcome. All right. There is that. Woohoo. All right, so that's what we have so far, front, back. Let me look at my instructions. I just want to make sure I am teaching you all correctly. Okay, here we go. Unzip with 1 pull at each end. So now we're unzipping our zipper here, okay? We're pulling this up. Just our, and I need my center point. Sorry, just a minute. We want to line this center point up with this center point here. All right, and I'm going to clip that. All right, I'm just giving it some clips so it stays in the center there. All right, and now I'm gonna pull it this way and finish clipping it around. I have points right here and right here that I have marked from my pattern piece onto my exterior, and that is my starting and stopping point for this zipper. So I already know where that's at, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and clip this zipper around the top. Hopefully that made sense. Shannon, I know it's kind of cool, isn't it? I like the construction of this too. I am a little worried about my hole at the end to pull this through. Hopefully I can do it. I think I can. Okay, and I'm just trying to get my zipper nice and around that corner. Some people say to cut notches in your zipper. That makes me worried. I am not going to cut into my zipper. I'm just gonna pull it around nicely. I'm just worried your zipper will unravel if you put too many cuts in it, too many snips, so I'm not gonna do that. All right, so I'm clipping it down to that marking that was on our pattern piece, and that will be my beginning and ending right there. Okay, now I'm gonna go from this side and do this side. Birthing is hard. Yes, it is, Shannon. It hurts my hands too. I always have a harder time coming from this end when I'm clipping. It's hard to get it to stay when you're right-handed. All right. And that is it. Okay. There we go. So I am going to now stitch this on. I'm going to baste it on. I'm going to go slow around those curves, make sure everything is nice and flat. I'm going to stop and start at that point that I had previously marked on here. Okay. I can see it. It's right here. All right, so we're gonna baste this on first. This is my point where I want to start and stop. Right there. Paula, hi. You're not too late. I turn it otherwise. Yeah. Cheryl, I could do that. I could turn it the other way. Just going nice and slow around these curves. I use a stiletto. You all know I love a stiletto tool. I feel like it helps a ton with sewing bags, keeping everything in place as you're unclipping. All right. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay, guys. There we go. All right, make sure I stop at this point right here. Okay, so that is one side of it. If you notch the zipper with a thread zap, maybe that might work. Yeah. All right, so now You're going to do the same thing on the other side with the lining. So I need to clip my center on this because I didn't have that marked. All right. So I can find that center, and now we're going to do the other side here and clip it all together and sew it all on. And again, I'm starting and stopping at that zipper start mark. It's on your pattern. Now I'm gonna go super slow around these curves. Make sure all the zipper is laying flat when you do it. Super important. Or else you'll have little ripples in your zipper. You know what I need to do? Okay, so one nice thing for me is I used that zipper start mark as also the place where I lined up my pocket. So that's my stop and start marking for my zipper. So I'll be able to see it. And that should line up pretty nicely. Okay. Go on this side. Get that zipper tucked in there. Hi, Mary. Welcome, welcome. All right. There we go. We are now going to sew this part on. Let me get a drink real quick. Here we go. I'm wondering, I don't know. I'll sew from this side. I don't know if it matters. All right. Sorry, shortening my stitch a little bit for this final one. Here we go. Now you do a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Okay, here we go. I think the only part domestics might have a hard time with right here is where that handle is, because I'm sewing through that handle area, which may get a little bit thick on domestic machines, in my opinion. I am gonna find out though. I think I'm gonna sew this on a domestic. So I made sure as I went around that corner, my stiletto was kind of pushing down and going in front of it to make sure I didn't have any bumps where my zipper was. So hopefully that helped. Okay, there is that. All my kids are at school right now, Mike, and my dog is sleeping on her dog bed right there. Just out of camera view. All right. Let's see. Does she trim it? No, she does not. Yeah, you could trim. Oof, it's going to be hard to get in there though. You could trim this part a little bit if you, kind of hard. I'm just going to trim around these. I'm only trimming my lining. I'm not trimming my zipper, just right around this corner here to get some of this bulk out of there, because we are needing to top stitch. So it'll help a little bit if that's trimmed down just a little bit. You don't have much to trim though. All right. Okay. So now we need to turn this and we are going to top stitch it. Hi, Patricia. It's okay. All right. It's a little thick because you got that vinyl on there. Now, if you don't want to top stitch, you don't have to. See, it's pretty thick right there. There we go. There we go. Now, I am going to take this and I'm going to top stitch along where I just sewed this top zipper on. It is going to be super thick right here and right here where my handle is. I will use something to help my foot get over all of that material. I would suggest if you're doing this on a domestic, I would keep this handle completely out of your seam allowance. I would maybe do a raw edge or folded over edge right here and keep it completely out of this seam allowance because it's a lot to sew through right there. So I would highly suggest that if your machine struggles with thickness. Other than that, it's pretty good. Okay, so we're gonna top stitch this. And let me make sure I have something to get over. Let me get a folded up piece of, there we go. Here we go. Okay, so now I'm going to just top stitch this. Do you guys want to see my dog? Where is she? She is. Where are you, Marley? Oh, wait, I can't get the camera right. I don't know if you guys can see her. She's laying over there in her bed. I don't think you can see her. All right, here we go. Let's top stitch. So we're going to begin and end that same point right there. All right, let me just read and make sure I have, yeah, do not top stitch if you don't think your machine can handle. Yeah, I would keep the handle out of your seam allowance. All right, here we go. See, I'm putting that under there and it's going to get under that foot so it can go over these layers. For me, it's fine because I have an industrial. Kathy, you didn't miss it all. Not quite done yet. What time is it? 70 minutes into it? All right. Under there. Almost there. See, even my machine's like, what are you doing? All right. All right. There is our top stitch. Again, I would not put that handle in your seam allowance if your machine cannot handle it. Even my machine kind of struggled. Oh, look at that. I think because I didn't do this pocket on the backside last time, and it's sticky, right? And so my foot had issues right here. The stitching is like, the tension's not great, and I think that's because of the stickiness of the vinyl. So that's interesting. Just gonna melt those threads there so they stay just right in those two spots. Okay, it's still fine though. All right, we're in the home stretch. So what we wanna do next is inside out for both of these pieces. So turn this inside out again. And I'm gonna move the camera just a little bit. What stitch length do you use for construction and top stitch? Erin, I usually do about a 4 to a 4.5 for construction and about a 5 to 5.5 for basting and top stitching. All right, so you want to get, sorry, just a minute. What am I doing here? Yeah, okay, here we go. That's what I want to see. All right, here we go. So we are now going to be sewing all of this together. This took me a minute the first time I did it. I was just like, what's happening? Okay, so this is how you want it. Okay, it's inside out. I am going to, there are little clips on my exterior and lining for where my corner is for this bag. Okay, so what you're going to be doing is we are sewing, we're gonna box it up like this, and we are sewing along here, and then we're coming up here. And we're stopping right where our zipper is, okay? Then you're gonna do that on the same side here. So we're pretty much just sewing up the rest of our seams. Now, when we get over to this side, we're only going to sew, we're gonna sew all of our exterior and then half of our lining, because then we're pulling our bag through this hole, okay? Yeah, that took me a minute too. When I first did this bag, I'm like, wait, what? All right, so what I like to do is kind of line this up here. And then my corner is snipped right here. I've got a little snip, so I know that's lining up correctly. All right, now I'm not sure, she doesn't really say if you pivot. It says stop at corner snip. So you can stop right there and then turn it, okay? Like that. And then you come up this way and you are going to stop sewing right where your zipper starts, okay? You don't want to sew over that zipper. Hopefully that makes sense. All right, so we're sewing here and then there. So I'm going to go ahead and clip up this other side too. Okay. Hi, Sandra from Germany. Do you consider this an intermediate? It's not really very difficult. I don't know. I think a beginner could do this pattern, especially with a video. I think the most confusing part is this ending part, but once you figure it out, you're like, oh yeah, that makes sense. I don't think it's too difficult, no. Does that answer? I don't know if I really gave an answer. All right, and then we're gonna come down this way. All right. So that is what we're working with. All right. So I'm going to start sewing this bad boy up. We're almost there. We're in the home stretch. Now, she says you don't have to tuck your zipper in till the very end. I like to tuck mine in now because I don't want it to get caught out here and I can't put it in. You aren't sewing over this zipper, so that shouldn't be a problem, but just FYI. Okay. And you know what? Let me move you guys to the other side real quick. Sorry, I gotta unplug that. Hi, everybody. Let's move you on over. It's better for when I'm doing this part. It is a small window to turn. I agree. We are gonna do it slowly. Luckily, I have foam. It shouldn't be too hard. I think we can do it. All right, here we go. And, oh, 1/4 inch seam allowance. Here we go. Well, last time I just like came off right here and then, sorry, can you guys see what I'm doing? There we go. And then I folded it this way and came down this way. I don't know if that's quite right, but that's how I did it. I think you can pivot too, but this seemed to work for me. So that's how I'm doing it. Where is my, there it is. Okay, so I stopped and started right there. It's right next to that zipper. I didn't go onto the zipper, right next to the zipper. All right, so I'm gonna do the same on the lining side now. And I think, do we do the lining a little bit bigger? Sorry, just a second. Yeah, we're gonna do the lining with a 3/8 inch seam allowance so it fits a little bit better into our bag. All right. Okay, so I did the same thing on this side. I am just gonna trim this down just a tiny bit. And this, not by much, to make up for the extra difference. Okay, so now I wanna do this other side. Same thing, except we're gonna leave a hole in the lining. Oh, Nicole, thank you. I just got it. I thought I want more dresses. So, all right, here we go. So I'm gonna start with my exterior here. And come up, I'm gonna put my zipper in again. I'm just worried it'll get caught outside of my bag. Okay, I'm gonna sew that up first before I clip the other side. So let's do that real quick. So that 1/4 inch seam allowance. No, you don't sew over the zipper, and you'll see why when I turn the whole thing out. You'll see why. It makes sense once you have the whole thing done. Oh shoot, I backstitched backwards. Just a minute. That's gonna really bother me. Do you see how I did that? Nope, nope, nope. Luckily I'm not on vinyl, so I can redo that real quick. Just a second. All right, let me restitch that real quick and backstitch. There we go. Better. Looks good, looks good. All right, so now we're going to do our lining. So what we're doing now is we are leaving this part down here open. Okay, I'm just gonna clip it just so we know it's all even and good to go. Okay. Okay, so I know that's in the right spot, and then we're going to sew this part together. And remember, you're doing that lining at that bigger seam allowance. Okay, so here we go. My lining's wanting to run away on me in there. Just a minute. There we go. All right. We're going to turn this through that tiny little hole. Let's see if we can do it. All right, so I am, let's see, you know, my zippers were fine on my other one. I think I left my zippers longer. Okay, so we have this hole here. Here we go. The nice thing is, like, my material isn't very stiff. It's all soft stuff. I feel like my vinyl one was a little bit more difficult, probably, but doable. Just kind of push your exterior into there, right? Oh, yeah, I was supposed to trim the corners. Sorry. Trim your corners. I didn't do that. I was excited to turn it. Oh, it turned out good. Okay. Yes. Look at that. All right. So you didn't sew over these zippers, but I'm going to show you. My thought is if you wanted to take it to your machine and give it a little stitch right there, you totally could. But she doesn't have you sewing over that part. I'm just gonna put this where we want it. Oh, so cute. Look at that. Ooh, piping would be cute. Absolutely. Look how adorable that is. Boop, boop. That wasn't hard to turn either. Okay, so I want to do one more thing. I want to take my piece of Decaville Heavy and I'm going to stick it in between my two layers there. And then we're going to sew up our lining. So I'm putting my Decaville just on the bottom of my bag right there. And now we're going to sew this up. So all we need to do for this is fold it under like that. All right. So I'm just going to clip it, try and get it nice and even. All right, I'm gonna just sew that shut and we are done. That is our, right? Is that it? I think that's it. That's our cute little on-the-go pouch. All right. All right, guys. Hey, everybody. Ready? Oh, I'm warm. I thought I was getting warm. I had turned up the heat. I'm warm now. All right, so Here is our cute pouch. Get that corner down in there. My bottom. That is so cute. I absolutely love this pattern. Look at that. Well, a corner there. That's it. That is our on the go pouch. It did come together fairly fast. How long did that take me? Hour and a half? Those are my two pouches, done two different ways. Absolutely love them. Go check out the pattern if you want to. The link is in the description down below. I'm excited to try to sew one of these on a domestic. That's going to be my next, well, I don't know my next, but I am going to work on that. Maybe I'll try the small version of it, but look how pretty that is. All right, guys. Thanks for joining me. I really appreciate it on your Friday afternoon, evening, morning, wherever you're at. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, which I think most of you have, I'd really appreciate it. And I hope you all have a good weekend. Thank you so much for watching. Bye, everybody.